Hello everyone, this is James. In this video, we're going to be learning about the difference between the server and the browser. When you type a URL into the browser makes a HTTP GET request to that URL, but there has to be something on the other side to receive that request. So if I were to go to localhost 3000 right now, like I usually do, unless I have my localhost server running in the background, we're going to get this error because there's nobody listening on the other side. So let's start up my server, app.js, which will run our Express server, which I have on the right side here. So when I type in localhost 3000 again, we're going to get a response, which makes sense. We call this thing that's waiting and responding to HTTP requests in the background our server. Here we use Express as our HTTP routing server. Express listens for those requests and give those requests rules on how we want to respond to those requests. For example, when I use an app.get request route, I'm telling Express when it receives a GET request that at this specific URL, / it should respond with hello there. That's why when I type in localhost 3000, I get the response hello there. Express is written in JavaScript, but it doesn't actually run in the browser. And we could tell this is so if I were to add a console log message here, here I am, into my GET route, and I refresh the page, I get the response in my terminal. Not in the browser, not in the browser console, which is typically empty. This is because I'm running Express inside Node, inside the terminal. So what if I wanted to run JavaScript in the browser? What if I wanted a console log for printing specifically in the console for the browser? Well, the key to that turns out to be HTML. When I respond to a request with HTML, in Express, I can put JavaScript inside the HTML. And the way browsers work, when they encounter JavaScript in HTML, inside the X script tag, right when it hits it, it will respond and run it. So if I go to the page here that I've created, index/page, and I go to it, a simple application shows up for JavaScript in browser versus JavaScript in server. And if I look at the source code in the index.hbs, I can see that there's no HTML yet. If I were to refresh the page. But if I were to put in a script tag and take out that extra stuff, and then I were to console log, here I am, and I were to refresh the page, then we could see that the here I am is running now inside the browser. Express is a server written in JavaScript, but it's not run inside the browser. It's run inside Node, which is my terminal. And it simply waits typically for what comes back from the browser. If we wanted to display JavaScript inside the browser, we would use HTML to display it.